Good morning and welcome to JCTV Africa. It's a lovely Monday here and the sunshine set with these clear skies, and we expect it to be like this until the end of the day. And this is our morning update. Thank you so much for joining us, and as usual joining me to talk about the trending issues in Harare. Good morning.
Morning, Marvelous. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
How was your weekend?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I'm not complaining.
Okay, mine was good. I went to Rwanda, and I'll tell you more about later in the show.
Definitely. That's something that we need to talk about. But then first we need to get into our trending stories. And as we know, these days, the ZIG is trending so much. And just about last week, is it Friday or Saturday, about 65 money changers are said to have been arrested and taken to court on the issue that they are illegally trading the ZIG, and they were trading it at about 23, thereabout, others trading it at 30, and it was just a lot of things that were being said about the ZIG. And we look at the fact that this is what Tulingube, the Minister of Finance, said sometime last week, that they will deploy law enforcement agents to try and deal with money changers on the streets, and that's what we've been seeing happening. And these 65 money changers that were arrested, is just part of what he said. Yes,
definitely it is a cause for concern, and there is a lot of things that I need to look at. That if you look at in 2003 up to 2005-6 thereabout, people were using the local currency. It's not the fact that the people do not have faith in the local currency, but what is surrounding the local currency is what is giving people that skepticism. And as long as there is no money in the banks, if the bank cannot dish out the ZIG, if the bank cannot be able to give the money to the ordinary men in the streets, then it becomes a problem. And this demon cannot be exercised by just putting in law enforcement agencies, because at the end of the day, they are not going to win, because the law of demand and supply continues to work. As I was saying, that in 2003, 4, 5, we used to have those three denominations of bearer check: the 5,000, the 10,000, and the 20,000. It made life easy. It was accessible in all banks. It was accessible. You could buy with it. You could do anything. You could buy fuel and a whole lot of things that people could do with that money. And nobody had a problem with that. So I really think that if the authorities that be, they need to deal with the fact that they need to instill back the confidence in the people and make sure that the money is available, and then they can chase away the money changers. They will go on their own.
Yeah, that's true. And there's a friend of mine who managed to talk to some of the money changers, and one of them managed to send him an audio, and he was saying that some of the people that were arrested amongst those 65 people, they were not people that were really money changers. So it would be an issue whereby I just come to you and be like, hey, do you have a ZIG? I need to buy airtime and stuff like that, and then you never know who's close by. So he was saying that a lot of people like that were arrested, and was kind of like warning people to say, don't even ask anyone that you don't know to say, do you have a ZIG or do you have this, because you never know that whom you are talking to. Or do not even respond to people that are asking you about the ZIG if you're not sure of who they really are, because we were saying that there were people that were arrested just because they were kind of like looking for ZIG to buy airtime and whatnot. So he was saying it was a lot of things that, but then let's just listen to the audio of what he said and then we'll come back.
Don't even try to bvunza munhu kuti uruda mazigi chero whatever kwauri kungakubasa kungopai ungawapinda mushopo woti vanhu vaya vanenge vada kutenga mushopo oda kubvunza kuti muruda kutenga nemayese ndi kubhadharei, semumbosiyana nazvo zvaizvezvi. Musabate chero airtime zvaiona munhu akati ndiisire airtime yemazigi wasingazivi, musaise, musatomboise even kuposta zvaro zvokuti uruda machichi nemazigi watati bva kuzigi zvezve. Izvozvi chimbosiyai boisi, because hapana kumira musha, munoenda mukati, because hatimu yachiringobata chero munhu even waita transaction yedhora varingobata. Like nhasi kukoti kwaenda about 65 vanga vachinzi mamani changer, ende ukatarisa pavanhu 65 papo pamwe vaigona kunge vachinja mari vanoona kuita 20, the rest vese vanga vari vema-airtime.
Welcome back, and that was the money changer that was talking to us about the situation and how those money changers were arrested. You tell me about what Passion Java said into the story of what's the state of our hospitals.
Yes, so Passion Java made some comments. He was talking in the podcast hosted by DJ Ola7.
Yeah.
So he was talking there about the state of hospitals in Zimbabwe, saying that they're not really in good state, making reference to Chitungwiza Hospital. I'm supposing he visited it and he made some donations as well. So he was saying that, as a country, we still have a long way to go in as much as our health sector is concerned, because he was saying that what he saw there, it was not really pleasing to see.
Yes, and that denialism that continues to, I think, with Abarakashi, you see, they will continue to be in that denialism of saying, our state of our hospitals, we are working on them, on all of that. But I really think that it goes on to what the Second Republic spoke about, that they are going to build 10 district hospitals upon, when they got into power, which is something that is yet to be realized. And I really think that they need to take the complaints of the citizens. Even the likes of Opo Shimona has been saying this, that, guys, let's look at the state of our hospitals. Let's put money in there. The money is there. The money that is needed to run the central hospitals, it's less than 100 million per year. But what people are putting their efforts on is buying cars for chiefs and all of that, instead of channeling that money towards the state of our hospitals, because our health is a priority and it should be a right to every citizen. So shout out if we can hear people that are apologists of the ruling party, saying this. And I think maybe that could be a step in the right direction.
That's true. That's true. I think we still have a long way to go in as much as building our hospitals across the country is concerned. Because last week, also before independence, we saw war veterans complaining that they were promised that there will be hospitals that will be built in memory of how they fought for the independence and everything like that. But then up to now, nothing has been done, and they were really skeptical about celebrating the independence. But then they still did anyways, and here we are after independence, we're still talking about it. But then now moving on, last week, Kafupi, also known as Freddie Manjalima, he was begging for the car from Sewik, saying that he's one of the best comedians in Zimbabwe. And that's true. He's been in the industry for a long time, and he was begging for a car to say, we have given so many people cars. Why is it that you're still ignoring us? And Sewik, he has given Kafupi and 3 other comedians their car. Finally, he has gotten that acquire.
Yes. Prayers answered for them. But it begs the question that we always been saying, that as much as it is commendable, what about empowering these artists? Because giving them a car, you're giving them a liability. That's not an asset that is going to accumulate them money or take them to a better position. Because at the end of the day, they will need bills to be paid. They will need to live. Because a lot of artists are, what I can say, or people, they are poor and famous. So it's a scourge that is there that speaks also to our arts and everything. So we need probably to change our focus and probably empower these people, because at the end of the day, that aqua is not enough for them to stay long in the game.
Yeah, that's right. I still feel like there's a lot that needs to be done, in as much as, it says a lot about our music industry or our arts industry as a whole, to say, if you see people that I grew up watching, when I was young, I used to know Kafupe and his one-sided hand jacket and stuff like that. That guy was famous when I was growing up, and now, it's one thing that surprises me to say, after all that fame, and now we are here, we're at a stage where, artists are begging for cars, it shows that they have really nothing to show for the work that they have done for the industry. And I still think there's some work that needs to be put in as much as empowering our local artists is concerned.
Yes, definitely. I don't also think that it is a role of the government, but I think we really need to reconfigure and rethink our arts industry, because you look at countries like Nigeria, they have used their art, their movie industry, the Nollywood, the famous Nollywood. They've used that in order to project themselves out there to the world, and the world has accepted. Now it's very easy for them to accept the Afrobeat. So I really think that as creatives in the industry, they need to rethink and find a strategy that can make them to appeal to the world, so that when they are out there, they're not just famous, but they're also famous with something to show for them.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, now I have to go to the issue where I can't say that maybe I'm jealous or sad or whatever, but on weekend you went to Gwanda and then you left me, despite the fact that I'm from Matabeleland. You still went to Matabeleland and left me behind.
Yeah.
But anyway, since you didn't take me with you, maybe you can just tell me a little bit about your journey. How was it?
I told them that I left her here so that she can represent Matabeleland from here. Then I went to represent Matabeleland from that side.
It's okay. You win. Your defense is kind of like shaky, but still you win. Now tell me about your journey.
Yeah, it was a great experience going to Matabeleland. Used to know the story of Experience Nkomo, who was looking for her father, and then we flighted the video and it went viral, and then people started calling her, and she finally got to reconnect with her father. And this was a final journey for her to meet the father. The father is still alive. The family welcomed her, and it was a very, very momentous occasion. Everyone was so emotional about it, and everyone was so excited. And I really think that next time we should go together, because that was a great, great experience. And hopefully very soon we should be there. I was in Gwanda, in Fumukwe. So shout out to people from Fumukwe.
Okay, shout out to them, even though I didn't get to meet them. Yeah, but no, I think it's a commendable job. You know, it's a program that's meant to reunite people with their families and whatnot. And no, I'm guessing that going forward we'll see more people getting reunited with their families and everything like that. But anyways, that was our morning update. My name is Marvelous Dlamini. Thank you so much for joining us, from me and my colleague
Kenan Rusike.
Thank you so much for joining us again.